Hello everyone, my name is Abhidulika and I am your instructor for Tableau here. In today's video, we are going to learn about hierarchy. Now, hierarchy in Tableau is what we are talking about. Okay, so in the last session, we learned a few points about aggregation and granularity. Now, similarly, there is one very important concept called hierarchy. Let's try to understand what this hierarchy is and how does this work. So, if you know about hierarchy when we are talking in literal sense, so we know in our companies, so suppose if there is an associate, then above that there is a lead, above that there's a manager, above that there's a VP, and so on. So suppose there's a CEO, if this is the hierarchy. So this is called as a hierarchy. This is how it goes. So now I hope you have understood what a hierarchy is. Instead of defining it and explaining it to you with the definition, I thought this would be a better way to explain. So now talking about hierarchy in Tableau, it's an arrangement where entities are presented at various levels, same as this is. So if I take an example of the datasets that we can have of our superstore dataset, what are there? There are countries in that, then they have regions, then they have cities, right? So this is your hierarchy. So at different levels, these are divided. So this is called as basically hierarchy, and this is an example for that. So now that you have understood hierarchy, uh, and I hope you have understood the example as well that I have given you. In Tableau, we can create hierarchies by bringing one dimension as a level under the principal dimension. So I hope you have understood. We are going to use dimensions for creating hierarchies and not measures. Okay, so we'll bring one dimension under other. Suppose you have countries, regions, and cities in your dimensions. So what we'll do, we'll bring regions under countries, cities under regions, and we can also have some what do you call them? The postal codes, right? So postal codes also you can bring under this if you want to, right? So this is how you will create a hierarchy. The main dimension is the one over which we create the hierarchy. So we start from countries and then we do this. Okay. Now, when it comes to analysis, the concept of hierarchy, that is when it comes in handy. So as you don't have to bring all the dimensions separately into analysis. Having meaningful hierarchy is definitely, in our analysis it is useful, and we can expand from contract to the main dimension as needed. So in this video, what we are going to do is we are going to use our global superstore or a superstore dataset where we can find, a lot of regions, countries, and all that. So that I can give you a very good example of what these hierarchies are and how they work. How can they be useful to us and how can we view them in Tableau? Let us try to see what that is. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just remove this. We'll probably connect to our data. What does the global superstore data have? Okay, so let's look at there. So you have city, state, country, postal code, right? So we can definitely create a hierarchy here. Have a look at the dataset if you can create hierarchies, right? See, you have country, you have region, you have state, you have city, you also have postal code. So this can be we can create a very good hierarchy over here. Let me go to the sheet now, and now I'm going to create a hierarchy. So the first thing that I'll do is I'll take country and I'm going to create a hierarchy here. So click on this arrow that you can see, hierarchy, create a hierarchy. What do I name that? I won't name it as country. I will name it as geography. Okay, so this is my hierarchy. So I have country here. I can move region. So it's up to you how do you want to create it. And then I'll move state. What else can I move? There was also city, right? So yeah, city. And it's up to you if you want to add the postal code as well. right? So all this comes under geography. So now what happens? We have created a hierarchy here. Now, what if I take hierarchy to this? So here you see you are seeing a plus symbol over here. Can you? So when you click on this, it takes you to region, and again state, and then city, and then the postal code. Now, suppose I want to, I'll take a very small example, okay, not a very granular one. I'll take a very shipping mode. Maybe this can be the shipping mode that will also depend upon the sales. Okay, let me take order dates. Can that help? No, I don't really think that is helping in any way. Let me create some. No. Okay, so this definitely gives me a better idea. Okay, so how the right. So you see how the sales are going on in these places. Now that will also depend upon if my data is aggregated or not. So if I want to take average, you see the bar chart looks better. So if I remove these, okay, if I remove region, if I remove state, if I remove city, if I remove postal code, okay, so all of them are combined now. Again, I can go into the deeper layer of granularity, right? Now you know what granularity is as well. Alright, so I think the better one was a bar chart if it is created, right? So this is how it goes. Postal codes are not given, and thus it is null. So it is better if we remove the postal codes at all. Okay, and I'll also remove postal codes from these. Okay, now this looks like a better chart for me. So now you know how to create hierarchies, and you also know how to add these. Now you can, like I did, you can either drag and drop, or you can click on this, go there and say add to hierarchy and add to geography, or you can just drag and drop like how I did to the postal code previously, or I can just remove this from hierarchy, right? I can keep on doing this as well. So now the hierarchy is gone. There is no hierarchy at all, right? So this is how things work. I hope you have understood what does the hierarchy do now, and I really hope that helped you, right? Okay then. So if you have any doubts, feel free to post it in the comments. And right, see you in the next session. Happy learning. Goodbye.